Hey guys, this is Casey with CWV-Artistry. I wanted to talk to you guys about this paint set I got. Okay, this is Paul Rubens acrylic paint. It is a Chinese-based company, but we're going to try it out. See how it goes. I've already mixed up a couple of colors. I wanted to mix up one on screen with you guys. I'm going to be mixing up their phalo blue with my PPG SPEEDHIDE and BEHR polyurethane. You use 3 parts of the PPG SPEEDHIDE Ultra Deep Base in semi-gloss with water-based BEHR polyurethane. If I can quit stumbling over my words. Okay. You want to mix about 1 part paint to 3 parts of your pouring medium. So I just squirted in there. I don't measure. And since this is an ultra deep base, the color is going to look lighter and dry darker. So remember that if you ever use an ultra deep base, your colors will dry darker, a lot darker than they look wet. I've also decided, since I've never used this paint before, that I'm going to try making a cell activator with the titanium white and see how that goes. I may be wasting Floetrol, we'll find out. But you want to mix your paints until you see no lumps and it's thoroughly mixed. I always go down the sides like this and make sure I get all the paint mixed in. And we'll find out if this stuff's any good or not. I've already made it doesn't have the opacity on it. So I decided I was going to make me an opacity scale to see what's translucent, what's transparent, or whatever you want to call it, semi-transparent, opaque. And I'm going to go through those colors with you as well. But you see how much lighter that blue looks than it did in the tube. But it is going to dry this color right here on the bottom, if you can see that, the phalo blue, and it is transparent. So my pouring consistency, as you can see, it makes a mound and disappears. I love the PPG SPEEDHIDE. It's super cheap. You get it at Home Depot, and it works amazingly, especially if you use the PPG Multi-Pro white and pastel base and eggshell for your pillow. I always decant everything into plastic containers to reduce bubbles. I rarely ever have bubbles with this mixture. I don't think I've had but like 2 bubbles in 5 paintings. I'm sorry about my dog. She hears something, obviously. But let's go over what we have here. Let's look at the colors. Okay, the titanium white's obviously missing. We have lemon yellow, yellow medium, yellow deep, yellow orange, vermilion, scarlet, crimson red, magenta, deep purple, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, cobalt blue, cerulean blue, Payne's gray, viridian, green light, sap green, phthalo cayenne green, burnt umber, raw umber, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, and lamp black. And like I said, I went through and I did an opacity scale so you guys can see how transparent these dry, the colors that they dry. They dry more matte than glossy. But if you add them in a gloss paint, you're not gonna have a matte. It's going to dry glossy. Okay. So now that I've done that, I am going to mix up with you guys my cell activator. Now, I have a ton of cell activator recipes, but today we're going to use the original cell activator recipe with the Australian Floetrol. We're going to use 1 part titanium white to 4 parts of the Australian Floetrol. There's my 1 part. I'll put that to the side. We're going to get the rest of that out of there. Okay. Now, I keep baby wipes around because cleaning stuff up, baby wipes makes everything easier. Just wipe and you're done. Because it absorbs the paint. They just make things easier. It's better than paper towels in my opinion. Now my Australian Floetrol's not wanting to open for some reason. They put a new head on it and it just does not want to open. And it would do it while I'm on video. I will get into this somehow. There we go. What happened is some of it had dried around the edges. Alright. We're using Floetrol. It's the Australian Floetrol acrylic paint and stain conditioner. You want 4 parts. So there's 1. Oops, I got a little more. 2. Well, we're going to count that as 3. And we'll do a little bit more for 4. Okay, we're going to call that 4 parts because it kind of went a little crazy on me. Okay. As I always do, grab a baby wipe, wipe it down, get all the chemicals off, and then let's wipe off this stick before we use it. Now, we're going to mix in the white with the Australian Floetrol. We're going to see how well this stuff mixes up because it looks like it's quite clumpy. Yeah, we're going to have to mix for a while with this one. I should have just done 1 part and mixed it in before I put it all in there. Because it is quite clumpy. But hopefully it'll work for a cell activator. We'll find out. Let's try using the other side. And wipe that off. It is very clumpy. It does not want to mix in at all. So the mixability of this stuff, not so great. Not for a cell activator at least. This is going to take a while to do, so bear with me. I'm doing my best. While I'm trying to get this stuff to break down, let's talk about different cell activators. In my group, Acrylic Pouring Fluid Art, Help, PASTEL, and Learn all in one group, I have 2 free lessons in the top of the group, along with recipes that I use and cell activator recipe that I created with water-based Minwax pre-stain, and it's got PVA glue in it, and it works fantastic. It works just like Australian Floetrol. And then there's another recipe where you just mix 2 parts acrylic paint, Amsterdam acrylic paint, with 1 part water, and it works just like a straight and Floetrol. And then there's a recipe where you mix Floetrol, 4 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, regular American Floetrol with the orange jug, and then put 1 drop of silicone to 2 drops of silicone in it, and it works pretty good. So you have a variation of cell activators out there you can use. I know of another one that's got the Minwax pre-stain, and it's oil-based that you could use as well. I have an unlimited list of cell activators if you guys ever need it. And this stuff is just chunky. I don't think it's going to work at all. I'm going to continue to try to mix it in, but I'm going to do this off camera. I'm going to pause because I've got to get my canvas ready, and we'll do a pour. And I'm thinking I'm going to mix up another color, something sparkly to add in with these blues and reds and yellows. I want something that'll go well with it, but we'll find out. I'll find something. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back, and this is what happened. The white cell activator I was working on was full of chunks. It was not breaking down. So what I did is I strained it into a new container, got all the chunks out of it, and then I started over, and I put a 1/4 teaspoon of Floetrol in with a 1/4 teaspoon of paint and mixed that up until it was a good consistency, and then kept adding it by the 1/4 teaspoons, and then added in the strained paint that I had already mixed up. So I'm not exactly sure on the measurements on this one, but the consistency seems right for a cell activator, and by what I'm seeing, I do believe it will make cells. So we're going to roll with it and see what happens. Now, I am going to flood my canvas. This is PPG white and pastel base. I always put it over into a container, and like I said, this helps get any bubbles or anything out of it. I always keep a pair of tweezers around because there will be lumps within your paint that you have to pick out sometimes. So let's just see what happens. I'm going to flood the canvas just like this. Okay, that should be enough. Now, let's tilt it around. Ooh, let's get the bottom here. Now we're going to recenter it back. That should be good. I ain't worried about the edges so much right now. Actually, I'll take a palette knife and I'll go ahead and get those edges so all our edges are covered. Okay. And like I said, I keep baby wipes around so I can wipe everything down as I go. Now, somehow or another, I've got white paint all over my containers. I am very messy. You will see that. Now, like I said, I wanted to add something with sparkle. So, I used, this is called Simpeza Candle. It is mica powders. I chose to use the blue-green. It looks a lot lighter mixed up, but that's the color it will dry right there. I thought that would go really good in with the combination of colors I was using. Now, when doing this, you want to start by adding your most opaque colors on the bottom and work up to your most transparent. So we're going to start with the yellow, which this should help brighten it up. it should shine through. And I am just going to put a line across the bottom here because I don't want to go too far down because that's going to come off. I always consider the space that's going to come off when you're spinning. So, like, my yellow is very low, so I may lose a lot of that. But we're going to go with it because I already did it. And that is Yellow Deep by Paul Rubens Paints. This is the Crimson Red. And we're going to add it over the yellow. Look at how good that stretches, guys. I love this PPG SPEEDHIDE. It is amazing. And when you go to stretch your paints, the paints don't break apart. You don't have crazy, and you don't, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love it. Now I want to add my sparkle, because you want to put your mica based products in between, sandwiched in between acrylic paints. So we're going to put this over the red. A little more sparkle here. Okay. Now, let's add our, what color was that? Phalo blue. We're going to add our phalo blue next. Now, see how it's already moving off on me? I may have went too low, but we're going to fix that. So, if your colors want to move down like that, let's tilt them back up until we get them where we want them. Okay, and then we're going to recenter. Now, now it is time for the cell activator. Let's see what this stuff does, guys. This is the first time I've ever tried it. You're seeing on camera how it works. You see how I just poured it on there? Wipe it around with my fingers. And there we go. Now, we're just gonna swipe. And ta-da. Now let's put some more there. No. Leftover paints I usually keep, so let's just wipe this off and put it next to the... Now you see I've just got a simple swipe down bottle. Look at those cells. I cannot believe how good this stuff has worked for a cell activator, especially considering the struggle I had with it. But it's making some really interesting popcorn cells right in there. Those are pretty neat. I really like this. So now I'm going to let's lift from up here first. Go in and pull, and ta-da. Now let's do this again. We're going to go in right here, get us some paint. Now, Let's go down here and see if we can't get some yellows and reds to come up. Okay. I may have went a little fast with that one. And let's go down here. Oh, shouldn't have used my finger. Guys, don't use your fingers. That was me messing things up. And let's go right here. Okay, well, I've made a mess. Let's see what happens. Let's spin this out. I thought I wanted some negative space up top and some stuff coming up off of it. I do see some pretty cells, but I think I've really destroyed most of them. So guys, it is spin time. After I wipe off my tool, that is. Okay. Spin time. Let's see what happens. I just wanted to do a small piece with these paints since I've never used them before. They seem to be doing great. I'll let you know when they dry, how they dry, what the piece actually looks like when it's finished. You want to spin slow, take your time, because you see the paint's not coming over the edge on one side like I would want it to be. So I'm going to slow it down, and then I'm going to tilt it this way. Actually, I think I need to move the entire piece this way and center it a little better. And we're going to tilt if I can without moving the paint. And let's see if we can pick up some of this white paint. We're going to put some white paint in these areas that aren't really going over the edge. For some reason my camera cut off, so I do not know how much of this I've actually recorded. We'll find out in video editing, but hopefully I've got enough of the video to show you guys these paints and what happens. Okay, yeah, all my sides are wet now. I should have wet them all. Oh, I got some white paint there. Let's cover that up. Okay. Let's start again, guys. The reason we do this and scrape the paint away from the edge of the painting is to keep things from getting streaky. The white part I don't really think matters, but we do want some extra white paint right there. We don't want a streaky painting, so we're going to scrape all that extra paint away from the edges. And let's give it another good spin. I'll spin forever, guys, if you let me, but I ain't going to do that to you guys tonight. I'm going to spin until it don't move. Slow it down. It doesn't seem to really be doing much moving here. Let's see. It needs to be spinning a little bit more, but not much. Let's give it one more good spin. And then we'll do a close-up on the piece, and the next part I will be doing a short painting with these paints to let you see how they spread. Okay, let's go in for the close-up on this guy. Cells come out really fantastic right there. I love those cells. I really love that spot, and I love where the yellow's coming through. Just a little bit on the side. I don't know how these sides are going to look because they're still in the center, but I love it when yeah, look at there. The cells are coming over the sides. Those will stay just like that when it dries, hopefully. But there we go, guys. And oh, I wanted to show you the sparkle. I don't know if you could see it really good. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it has some amazing sparkle in it. Right there, looky there, in the bottom, like that green sparkle. That is gorgeous. This piece is going to be really pretty once it is done. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to be doing a short painting after this. I hope you stick around to watch it as well. Thank you.
Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before. All the things they said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things they said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before. Her eyes are swollen as she tries to hold her tears back. Her hands are shaking and her palms are sweating as she says, I don't wanna listen to a word you say, telling me what I can become. And I've been looking forward to this day, the day I prove you Time is standing still as I let go of your cold hand. Eyes are wet but lips are dry, and all the things we'd planned were never what you wanted. We've been lying from the start. Guess I knew it, just ignored it. I let go of your cold hand. I guess I saw it coming, yet it took me by surprise. Oh, oh. But if there's nothing left to cry for, then I will just crack a smile. Oh, oh. I had a million different things to do, and every one of them included you. We had a million different things to do. What can I say? Well, I've been lonely too. Lying on my own, the sheets are covered in your scent. Really tried to fall asleep, but I can't understand. Though we both felt kinda lonely, I still always thought you loved me. When I tried to let it go, the sheets are covered in your scent. I guess I saw it coming, yet it took me by surprise. Oh, oh. But if there's nothing left to cry for, then I will just crack a smile. Oh,